proceeding towards our first technical session, that is on industry perspectives on mushroom products. So participants, if you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the chat box. We'll bring them up after the end of the session. For first technical session, we have with us Dr. A.S. Krishnamurthy sir, former registered Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, Coimbatore. Sir is the session chair for today's session. I would like to introduce Sir to you all. Sir introduced the commercial production technology for the milky mushroom for the first time in the world and responsible for the release of oyster mushroom varieties from Tamil Nadu Agricultural University. Served as a registrar, heading a team of 1,040 scientists, more than 5,000 employees and 22,000 students distributed in 18 constituent and 28 affiliated college campuses, 38 crops and specific research station and 14 Krishi Vigyan Kendras. Sir has a good experience of more than 33 years in academics research and microbial biomolecules and crop protection, plant pathology and mushroom biotechnology, transfer of technology for public needs, research management and university administration. Sir organized several outreach programs on mushroom production since 1988 and instrumental to start the regular one-day introductory mushroom training program 1/5 of every month, and so far 480 such programs have been organized and more than 30,000 people have been imparted with the knowledge of mushroom production. Sir research works have been published as papers in more than 42 popular articles, 30 book chapters, 12 book chapters, more than 85 research articles and many more. Sir has also received about 15 awards and medals. We welcome you to this webinar, sir.
Namaskar. On this great day, I'm very much delighted to be here in NIPTEM, and the respectful director of NIPTEM, Professor Palanimuthu, my esteemed colleague in the All India Coordinated Research Program over years, Dr. Tiwari, Dr. Meera, and the second and third generation scientists in mushroom, Dr. Anuradha from National Research Center, all the esteemed speakers, excellent professors. By name, I call you all with all reverence. And apart from that, around 1,000 participants all over India. Indeed, it's a great day. In fact, India, the call from our Prime Minister Modi ji to be the superpower in the coming years, especially through Atmanirbhar Bharat, Vishish Bharat. By 2047, India should be the superpower in all. Friends, if you take the history, India was the resourceful country to everyone from time immemorial. It's a gifted country. What is not available in this country? We have everything. Climate-wise, crops-wise, mineral wealth, human resource, everything is excellent in this country. And of late, we are listed among the best, around the fourth, the best developing country in the world, in all the spheres. Agriculture and allied activities is the next focus given by the government of India, and the farmers benefit. Food processing sector is an extremely emerging sector. Food means we have everything processed, unprocessed, value added. So much is valuable in the market, and the international demand also enhancing. Everybody is talking about organic agriculture, value addition. So this is the right time. These kind of things are happening. And friends, it's my big vision. Probably in the coming slides, you will understand what we ought to focus, where we are, what is the issue with us. Are we not competent to the world community in developing this kind of professionalism in the youngsters, especially in the youth who are looking for job? You must be the job creator. That's my vision. So I traveled academics almost for the 33 years. Now I am connected with the industry people. The industry expectation from the students is totally different. They don't want the highly bright student, but the best skilled students. Probably, I think among these 1,000 large volume will be of students. Am I right, sir? Yeah.
No, students are this time is more.
Yeah.
Otherwise, normally we have more other entrepreneurs.
Yeah, probably this is a mixed group.
Mixed group.
Yeah, students,
But
entrepreneurs, visionaries, industry people, research connect, so much, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So when this is the case, I feel this is the right forum. Like the pop-up message, can you remove that?
Sir, that participants are waiting.
Oh, fine, fine. That is coming now. Can you not take it to some other place where
Come to bottom. Bring it to bottom.
bring it to bottom or somewhere so that the visibility is not disturbed to everybody. The youngsters are in computer era, and you have
No, they are joining
joining.
only 3-4
yeah,
people.
and otherwise there will be disturbance with the slides. It's my sincere request. There are so many eminent speakers ahead. So what I mean to say is this is the right time that we have to think, friends. We have made excellent revolutions in the country, green revolution, blue revolution. And now what is expected because of the climate change, because of the enhanced knowledge which is available in the scientific domain, when we are progressing towards the age of artificial intelligence, and when we are in the process of looking for quantum genetics, quantum physics, quantum biology, looking for everything fast, our way, our industry perception with respect to this kind of the secondary agriculture, especially crop residue recycling, is bar minimum, I have to say. The other countries are doing excellent, and they have also equally evolved with science along with us. But the focus on the industry side has not been taught to the students in the academic institutions. Now, of course, with the new education policy, Government of India is focusing, the professors can also be from industry, professor of practice. Probably the student mass, they have to be well trained. We are highly knowledgeable, I appreciate, it has come in the genes, but we are not skillful. The skill enhancement is very much important. So, with this introduction, I just want to introduce a few slides to you, which will be totally different because I don't want to repeat the statistics, which is already available. Over the click of a button with your mobile, you will get everything. And what we are going to do with this data, where we were, where we are, and what will be. So these are all scientific discussions. But here, I look forward to several entrepreneurs. Your database should not go with you, your YouTube or social media or Facebook alone. In ground level, what is the reality? Where can we reach? If you look, we have several opportunities ahead. And my respectful colleague, Dr. Meera, is here. They did a lot of work on value addition of mushroom at IHR Bangalore. I've practically seen. Dr. Sendal, a good friend of mine, has also done an excellent job. Dr. Tiwari, I know him since beginning of my service. He was a director at that time, and we were working together in the All India Coordinated Project. He knows well how these species, Milky mushroom, has evolved into India. Friends, this is our local mushroom. We in India, make in India, everything we are talking, but we are looking forward to the opportunities for European mushrooms and other things. I don't say, I don't deny, there are global opportunities, but this has Milky mushroom. With all struggle, with almost 1 decade of struggle, we made it a DNA and we released the first variety, and everybody knows, and all the industry colleagues will also be knowing. It's with that introduction, as early in 1998, still our perception is still less. So we feel we never felt industrialization. We were always looking for a small scale activity, small scale making a thatched shed, growing mushroom, this, that, which will not accumulate into bulk for processing. That is my thinking. If you cultivate 5 kilo, 10 kilo, that can go to local market. But the focus is on processing. Food processing is an excellent opportunity, and probably in the next slides we'll understand what is what. So the milky mushroom we introduced, it's a tropical mushroom. It's almost equivalent to, it looks like button mushroom, but limited little bit. The characters should be improved through research and technology, and in earlier case. Now the things are changed when we introduced 1998, and where we are now, we are able to cultivate this mushroom in the form of a button mushroom. That is possible with the advancement of technology, and probably I made a challenge in several international forums that this mushroom has the greatest opportunity because of climate adaptation. I can call it as a camel among the mushroom, and versatility in growing on different agricultural substrates, and as well as its incomparable shelf-life, and probably the yield you can challenge with anybody in the entire world. Whatever mushroom growing that you make, if you calculate the bioefficiency, the maximum you can look for oyster mushroom with 80 to 100%. That means if you use 1 ton of substrate, around 800 kg of mushroom to 1000 kg maximum, and all others are less. But friends, this has still more than 100% bioefficiency. 140% bioefficiency is average. So this huge biomass, we have not focused on it, and we have not given industrial status for this. And I really looking for this kind of activity from your industry activity. We will support you to the maximum possible. Okay, next please. Next slide. Can I put it here? Yeah, you look at this. So this is the push for global dominance. Our Honorable Prime Minister is looking something different from the colleagues, from the research, from the industry. But of course, the government contribution through GDP for research is bar minimum. It's not even 1%, around 1 to 1.5% guess. Whereas the funds allotted for R&D efforts is far better in China, far better in US. That's why they are progressing strongly. The scientific community is the best community which can take the nation to the pride with all its intelligence. This is a think tank. The industry should use this think tank. Government should focus on research and then joining industry participation. So slowly it is coming up. I don't say nothing happens. It has happened, it happens, but the speed with which it is going needs to be really discussed and focused so that the Indian brain through the industry can be taken to the entire world. So look at the pharma. So earlier we were looking for the active ingredient molecules from outside the country, and now we are able to do it. See the COVID vaccine, which has given the best focus to the entire world. What is India? See, you see the $100 million by 2025, the industry growth is going to happen through different concepts. Now look for the food sector, fresh food, export market, as well as value added. It is jumping. It is almost, you can see in all shopping malls, in all, even small outlets, you can see value added fruits in different kind shapes. So India is such a country, you have everything grown here. And we have excellent research institutes like NIFTM, State Agriculture Universities, CSIR centers, DRDO, ICR. So all of them, let us not work in isolation. Let us join together. That is the focus, and with which the country has seen another scenario of agri-business incubation centers in almost all ICR institutes now. And in TNA, we started and we got the very good network, NIABI, Network of Indian Business Association. So that way, even ICRISAT came to the rescue, and that concept is evolved over the 10 years. Now, every institute, even the private institutes, they have business incubation centers. But it's not the way of mushroom-like growth, but it should happen in a genuine way So that the focus that we are looking for, $1 billion health sector, food sector will go into the best way. Similarly, the agrochemicals. See, where from the agrochemical comes, where from the active ingredient molecule comes. So it must be from a plant base or a microbial base. It is available in the concentrated form and it is given. Of course, everything revolves around biochemical, right? So the biochemical metabolic pathway is revealed excellently well, and fungi, particularly mushroom-like fungi, they have greater focus. Probably all of you may be knowing one particular chemical which has revolutionized the Indian agriculture, azoxystrobin, stodilurin. These are high-end molecules. Industry is taken up, and now agrochemical industries and health sectors are focusing much better on with one single molecule. And this is from a mushroom called Strobylomyces tanacetus. So previously we were looking for that mushroom in wild, in Amazon forest, but it is commonly available in Western Ghats, Himachal Pradesh. Not necessarily in this, even in small hillocks, you can get different kinds of mushrooms with different climatic conditions. And even Coprinus comatus, your dung mushroom, possesses this azoxystrobin and stodilurin molecule. It is revealed through science, technology. Now it is up to the industry, up to the entrepreneur to think in a different way. Value additions mean and not making a mushroom pickle, not making mushroom soup powder. So that will go in a small way. I sincerely request that should happen, but it is in the FPOs on small scale. But industry visionaries are here, pharma visionaries are here, food sector visionaries are here. Even now, the Amul has taken a big market in US. So when this is happening, why not these chemicals, active ingredient biological molecules from fungi? Fungi is common, mushroom is the fruiting body. People are confusing mushroom with something different. So mycelium is different. The fruiting body is called a mushroom. Okay, go to the next. Yeah. See here, this is my vision. Almost for the past 10 years to 20 years, I'm focusing this vision in every meeting wherever I attend. This is my flag. This is my flag. Probably the previous Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Dr. M.G. Ramachandran, in one of the film called Vivasai, he calls எத்தனையோ கொடிகள் இந்த நாட்டில் பறக்கலாம் ஒரே ஒரு கொடி பஞ்சம் இல்லை என்று சொல்லும் அன்னக்கொடி. That means we need a flag that should alleviate poverty, that should alleviate food crisis in the country. So that was the cry, huge cry given in 1960s. The film, I think it was 1962. At that time, I was born. Now I am more than 62. So when this is happening over the 60, 62 years, have we not focused on that as we are focusing with flags from the political parties? Friends, it's a call for, again from me, to the scientific colleagues, to the industry colleagues, to the participants, to the young researchers, to the students. Let us celebrate this kind of flag. At the center, I have purposefully placed a mushroom cap, reversed. Looks like your Ashoka Chakra, right? We made green revolution, excellent. We made white revolution, for excellent. We made blue revolution. It is very, very excellent. But have you thought of making a protein revolution, which is much essential for the genomic construction or reconstruction of your young colleagues in the, or the kids in the country? You have to give them nutritious food, not giving the food alone. That was the crisis in 1960. Now we are food sufficient. We are in the position of exporting several horticultural and agricultural crops. Now it is nutritional security, happiness index. For that, this kind of microbial protein, in addition to your crop protein, microbial protein adds value. And it has its own value because of the construction of amino acids into it, which can enhance your metabolism, which can enhance your immunity. So that should be the vision for this country. Then only we can look for Vikshit Bharat. So the current economically viable bioprocess technology. Please note down, it is not biotechnology, bioprocess technology, like food process technology. The process may vary. And depending on the taste buds of the individual consumer, you can imagine anything. And for that, we can go with secondary agricultural revolution through microbial protein, simply through crop residue recycling. And for food, for nutraceutical, for pharmaceutical, cosmetic, bioremediation, eco-restoration, biopesticide, industrial enzyme, even whatever is in your imagination, we can do wonders. Let us join and work for it. Probably I'm not going to talk much about nutraceuticals. Dr. Meera is there. I'm not going to talk more about value addition. Dr. Anuradha is there, and several other experts are there in this group. They will talk to you. Maybe I will go with a little bit of focus on what can be done. See, you can see a professor along with me. He is a visionary professor. Like this, in India, we have several visionary professors, and with this think tanks, lot of school, their own school of thought. And this professor was a fascinating professor to me when I started my work on mushrooms as early in 1980s, 89, like that. See, today also, if you scan any literature, you will find S.T. Chong, Kimio, and Weiss. These three people, you can see throughout Zadra, all these people. This professor, you may not believe, is a celebrity professor who is responsible for the revolution of Chinese mushroom industry. Now, the entire industry has been transformed only because of the work of Dr. S.T. Chong. Such a great person, as early in 1982, at that time I was 20 years, and he has commented, see, just look at it, without leaves, without flowers, without buds, and they found fruits. By their attractive color, shape, size, and taste, mushrooms have always attracted mankind from time immemorial as a food, as a tonic, as a medicine. Mushrooms are wonderful creations of nature. There is a statement given as early in 1982. Parallelly, I read another statement given by Paul Stamets. Excellent words. The art of growing mushroom has not yet reached the business minded. Please note, the art of growing mushroom has not yet reached the business minded. The same parallel statement. One businessman is telling like this, another scientist is telling like this, and it was energized in countries like China, in countries like US. Even the mushroom cultivation started in Europe, in France, as early in 1600 and went to US and traveled back to Asia, especially to China in 1980. China was very late to introduce mushroom growing, but now 85% of world production is commanded only by them because of their knowledge. See, the same knowledge is available in India, but we have not focused business minded. We know Ganoderma, probably I will come to the next slide. The basic idea came to the entire world only from India. I had good occasion to be with Dr. S.T. Chong. It was my vision to be with him, and it happened severally. He appreciated the milky mushroom technology in one of the international focus. Now, he is more than 90 years and now he has settled in Australia, still active, and on Dr. S.T. Chong, several seminars are conducted. The writings of Dr. S.T. Chong, that should be the vision of scientific focus and industry focus. So what can be done? Why should we go with the mushrooms when several other organisms are available? That's a big question. The same question was made by Dr. S.T. Chong in earlier days. Now we are very late. See the evolutionary process, starting from the microbe, bacteria to fungi, the tree of evolution that shows this higher fungi, the mushroom fungi, particularly the basidiomycotes and the ascomycotes. Some of them are scientific. The industry can please don't bother for the purpose of students. Right? So from the mycelium for this kind of over several years, several millions of years, they have adapted to the stress. The mushroom growing is nothing but inducing stress in the fungus. The fungus grows in the form of mycelium. with your intellectual technology, you are giving stress to the mycelium, immediately it fruits. Okay, to fruit, starting from mycelium, you think of a plant, seeding, putting leaf, growing in the form of a stem, then flower, and then fruit, different stages of fruit, and finally the final fruit you are getting. During this metabolic process, they give a lot of materials, no? Either in the surface in which they are growing or inherent into its metabolism. So these are all the attractions for value addition, industry commercialization. That is the current era. So with which we can move, you can see different kinds of, probably in the next, some other next slide, I will give you the slides. The mushrooms are very good focus on that. So mushroom as a food, mushroom as a feed, and mushroom as a medicine. Okay, let us all join, academic, industry, student, researchers, let us all join. It's environmentally benign green chemistry technology for the production of organic functional food. Please note, functional food. Our value system should be towards nutritious and functional food, into which as a nutraceutical, as a food supplement, as a pharmaceutical, with all agribiological. See, what I am talking now is not the food for human alone. Food for human, feed for animal, and the biologicals for green chemistry molecules for the plants. All these things are available with the fungal network. It's a neuronal network of the globe. The earth is having that neuronal fungal network. If you take a pinch of soil and take the mycelial bit alone, join together, it can be stretched to 1 kilometer. Do you remember? Do you believe into that? You have to believe. That is the science. So if you start exploring, you can do anything, any kind of value addition, and so much of knowledge is available that you can do that. And probably these kind of statistics, probably coming speakers will also give already. The guest speaker, the chief guest would have given you. The focus previously was towards button mushroom. Now globally it is getting down. The focus is going with other mushrooms, oyster, shiitake, juicer, and some other value, especially milky mushroom. In the tropical climate, it has an excellent avenue. But now, if you open any YouTube, it will revolve around these 4 or 5 kind of mushroom. Of course, all of them with different perceptions. Some of them are food, some of them for medicine, some of them are for nutra, and some of them are pharma. So every molecule, if you start enhancing, you have a lot of opportunities for value addition. And you see, this is the fungal tree of life. In the evolutionary process, the small pinhead to different groups of mushroom, different kinds of mushroom, humiculus growing on the wood waste as a parasite, as a saprophyte. It has an attractive role during its growth. It's dynamic. 24 hours it works, and when it is working, it produces a lot of biologicals like polysaccharides, lectins, glycoprotein, peptidoglucan, all these terpenoid molecules, sterols. Now everybody is talking about medicinal mushroom. If you open YouTube, they say this mushroom to enhance gut health, this mushroom to bring peace to your mind, this mushroom to immunomodulate, like all those things. Of course, all of them are correct, but many of them have not been scientifically tested and industrially proved. Of course, literature is available sufficient to sufficient, and that is why people are hesitating to go with that. It's a food supplement, it is not a medicine. And in that way, lot of regulatory mechanisms, drug regulation, your pharma, nutra regulation, these are all some impediments, especially in India, while in other countries it is open. Even the steroids are commonly used, but it is not acceptable in India. Alkaloids are commonly used as stress relievers. So without a perfect prescription, drug authority, you cannot make it. So when this is the case, joining of industry is very much important. So you look into that, and even flavoring compounds, a lot of the growth regulators and the melanins, which can address your skin problem, melanocytosis. So these kind of problems can be easily addressed through several kind of these molecules. All of them are very simple. Food processing technology, your extraction technology, then organic testing, what kind of molecule, So much of testing procedures are now available, and to upscaling, you can make wonders, and with that, lot of products are available. See, this is Ganoderma. Over 100 years, this was looked as a pathogen in India. Even being a plant pathologist, the first infection on a coconut tree by the Ganoderma happened in 1900s. One Dr. E.J. Butler, who was the first mycologist in India, he recorded this as a disease-causing organism in coconut, Ganoderma wilt, and it happened in Tanjavur. Fortunately, today I am in Tanjavur, right? It happened in this place, and people had a myth that it is a pathogen. But after 1980, Chinese were very clever. See, this is not a pathogen, this is a facultative parasite. When your tree becomes weak, it can take any upper hand. Not necessarily in coconut, in everywhere. Whatever tree you say, even on a sandalwood, I have a proof. Next slide, you will show that. See that. You see, from Ming Dynasty, they have taken this idea, they have formulated, and it is wonderfully explored around the globe. I have attended 7th International Medicinal Mushroom Conference in China. For 5 days, they were talking about only with this fungus. It's such a vision they have, that kind of things are not happening in India. So we should focus and we should accelerate our ideas towards these kind of things. Friends, practically talking, before this Ming Dynasty, the knowledge went with this mushroom from the ancient days. The knowledge went from India to other countries. Do you believe that? The earlier warriors, they used this fungus to cure their wounds in the war field. They just put this fungus on the wounded place and then just tied it. Wound healing was excellently happening. And the rishis in Rishikesh, Badranath, they had an idea which was taken by an IITian, and it went to some other country, and it has flourished in the form of tablet, capsule, decoction, everything. The deaction product was the first product. When that product came to market almost 20-25 years before, I was also questioning that because I was a pathologist at that time. It is a disease-causing organism. Then later on, I understood, and I take this idea even to DG, DDG, and the university level. That brought me a big transfer, nothing else. But of course, now people have understood. Probably Anuradha from ICR DMR may appreciate that. We have severally discussed in ICRIP meetings, and in one of the meetings in 2015, Dr. Krishna Kumar DDG accepted at least, and now things are changing different. You see here, if it is a pathogen, how can you expect on a living tree in an young seedling? I think some eminent mycologists are there in this group. They will understand. As far as our knowledge goes, only in the dead tree, after 5 to 6 years, the fruiting body will be seen in the coconut. But we have proved it. We have brought that fruiting body in the young coconut seedling. At the same time, on the other side, a cut sandalwood tree. The tree was perfectly growing. When it is cut, you were able to get the mushroom. You see, there is no time to relax. World is very fast. Look forward and explore. That is the value addition. So of late in WhatsApp media, this is viral. Many of you have seen it. Somebody touches that mushroom and it shrinks. A touch sensitivity. And it serves an excellent attractant. It's called the Phallus indodicus. It's quite common in almost all the hillocks. The Western Ghats as well as the Eastern Ghats of Tamil Nadu, you can easily find it out. You can see a fly sitting on that. It attracts. This gives the knowledge, and it has to be enhanced to the industry with the different kinds of molecules like tyrosinase, which is melanogenesis chemical that can be used in agrochemical as well as pharma industry to address several problems. This is the next level value addition. Probably this is another bioluminescent fungi, Rhodriomyces pyrosticus. It glitters just like glowworm. Now you have a lot of molecules. Luciferase is the enzyme which activates. Even in nights you can spot out. The insects, they are very much attracted towards it and they are used. See, just to think of using this as a sensor, biosensor. So industry colleagues, even the startups, they can think of, look for biosensors. So ODG is expecting that. Take your knowledge to the next level. Don't complacent with just reading. What I can get from this? Say this was taken from Tiribura. Same way I have taken a photograph from Goa in a dark forest. But if you saw these, everybody will say they may be scared. Some devils are moving like that. They go with the scientific knowledge. Bamboo. Why it is growing on bamboo? What is the composition of, if you look into that, several industry opportunities are available. And I will tell you, Modi ji is calling, even making toys. The global toy making should be from India. So if you are really looking for it, you can make glowing toys with this kind of fungal molecules. Okay, Neonathopanus, an excellent fungi which can go with biosensors, biomedicine, even in engineering industry. So the next level with the quantum biology, all these things should be revealed. I think I have only 2-3 slides. I'm not going to bore you much. So probably this is the last slide. You see, it's a nature's green refinery. You might have visited several parks. You might have visited mango garden. You might have enjoyed the biting by the red ant, right? That is also good. Don't be worried. It is formic acid. No, it is excellent for immune enhancing. But friends, you might have seen only the ant mount in the tree. Just kneel down and see what is happening at the bottom of the tree. There is a green biorefinery. These ants are collecting this particular fungus alone as the termitomyces, no? Termites, they do in the termite garden, they grow a fungus called termitomyces, and the fungus grows through the termite holes and produces an excellent mushroom. And normally in this zone, in Tamil Nadu, they call it as katukala. Sir, whatever you say, we are not getting that taste. But similarly, here also we have an excellent opportunity, friends. I think all these 1,000 people who are here hearing, just look at this. A fascinating thing is happening with these ants. The ants, why they are collecting this particular fungus is a big reason. They are very clever. They are concentrating the fungus, and the fungus makes a small vacuoles or balloon-like structures which are called the ganglions. These ganglions are filled with special sugars by the ant. That special sugar is called malacitose. And it is an immunomodulatory protein. Why? Because of this immunomodulatory malacitose and sugar to rear their young ones. To rear their young ones from the attack of other microbes like bacteria, virus and all. This is the knowledge. This is the knowledge given by this insect how to enhance to the industry is ours. And we are ready. Let us look forward to any kind of collaboration. Even fungal enzymes, all those things are there. We can make several things. So the knowledge is expanding. The knowledge is expanding every day with biosynthetic pathways, with quantum biology, quantum chemistry, quantum physics, and even computers are going to be changed within another 4 years, 4-5 years. You will not get any issue. There is no shutdown problem, and everything is going to be something unique and different. And of late, the director of IIT Chennai has made a call for that within another 4 years, all computers will be quantum computers. And this is happening with quantum biology. You can also look for sustainable value-added chains, wide range of biologicals, with all nutraceutical, pharmaceutical. See, if you take any product from the industry, I mean, from the shopping malls from other countries, if you look into that, the end of the day, in the label claim, will have these kind of molecules. So they are clever, and we need to reach that cleverness. And with that, see here, since I am from Coimbatore, I am putting this slide. The taste of Coimbatore is Annapurna. Annapurna is known for Annapurna Sambar. Damodara Swami Naidu introduced Annapurna Sambar. That is the first generation. Now, the second and third generation, Srinivas from Annapurna, he is introducing different kind of food products in the as a different cushion in the hotel. You see, at the top, forget at the top. Ours is the focus on where truffle oil meets vegan pepperoni. Truffle is an excellent below ground mushroom. You cannot cultivate it. You need smell dogs and pigs to grow that, and a high elevation area. Now this clever gentleman, getting the knowledge from the globe, has taken the oil of the truffle and introduced in smaller quantities in his foodstuff. You know, this is the highly valuable mushroom, flavor rich mushroom. Even if you put a small bit into your refrigerator, all your food will be with an excellent flavor. So that flavor profile he has taken it. So this is the lesson we have to learn, and this is the idea with which we have to progress. That is the real value addition. So friends, after academics, joining with industry, now we are doing a lot of things. We look forward to handhold and support scientific farming through green chemistry, biologicals, skill development in youth, student research scholars through microbial technologies and micromolecules, right? We passionately look forward to travel with you, and we look forward to good connect global community with R&D, even with the academic institutes like LIFTM, SDAUs, ICR, whomsoever it is, we are ready to collaborate, and we have our own laboratories with which we are looking for really Vishish Bharat. We are looking for Atmanirbhar Bharat, because as an industry, as a think tank from different groups, we are globally connected. We are connected Australia, we are connected US, we are connected Japan. So it is a global network we are assembling. We strongly believe in the words of visionaries. Our Prime Minister, equally, another person you can see in the photograph, and now everybody is longing for Apple. That Apple creator is there in front of you, telling the biggest truth. Every youth, every visionary should be brave enough to think, they should be bold enough to believe, and they should have enough talent to do the best. So that's all join. Thank you for your patience. We look forward to a lot of things happen in India by 2047. The visionary Prime Minister should look that young India is progressing. Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vignan, Jai Hind. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Now I am here to, for some of the questions, or I request other presenters to make your presentation. Finally, we are ready here to answer any of your questions. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you, sir,
Yeah.
for the valuable knowledge. I hope our participants got encouraged and get new ideas about mushroom and not knowledge about different kinds of mushroom more, which some people don't know. Thank you so much, sir. Moving ahead with the next technical talk, which is on nutraceutical value of mushroom. For this session, we have with us Dr. Meera Pandey, retired principal scientist, ICAR, IIHR Bangalore. I will quickly introduce ma'am to you. She has experience of more than 35 years of conducting research on spawn production, mushroom production, improvement, processing, value addition, and mechanization of the mushroom crops. She has conserved, domesticated, and commercialized 12 indigenous species of mushroom, and country's first log spod but mutant of Pleurotus sarger kaju was developed by Dr. Pandey through radiation mutation. She developed strategies to utilize mushroom technology to empower women through the ready to fruit bag technology. This technology has taken mushroom to the backyard of every urban and rural home and helped them in enhancing in household nutrition and income, and trained more than 3,000 women, more than 3,000 entrepreneurs in mushroom cultivation. She has trained more than 2,000 state government officials to help them establish mushroom units in various state government departments. She has many publications which include research paper, book chapters, technical bulletins, technical folders, and popular articles and patents to her credit, and guided many PhD and MSc students as well. She is a member of Technical Committee on Promotion of Farm-Based Producer Enterprises, Value Chains, and Market Linkage of Department of Horticulture, Government of Karnataka. She was awarded as Srimati N.A. Sithamani Award, a Memorial Award in 2021 for her work on bioavailability of iron and iron fortified mushroom. I welcome you, ma'am, and thank you for accepting our invitation. The session is over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. And I see there Dr. Tiwari, sir. Good morning, sir. And Dr. Palinimathu, a great friend of mine right from the US days. And also Dr. Krishnamurthy there. A very good morning to everyone. And I think let's straight come down to the business, today's business, what we have. And I was told to talk about nutraceutical properties of mushrooms. So I'm going to base my talk of nutraceutical properties of mushrooms under 4 headings to be as quick as possible. We'll be dealing with the nutraceutical properties, and then we will also talk a little bit about how to utilize mushrooms in daily diet, because nutrition has meaning only when it becomes a part of your daily diet. Then we will also discuss a little bit about how to cook mushrooms to utilize their maximum nutrition potential. And then how do we grow mushrooms on a small scale for a kitchen garden? So these are the aspects which we will be talking about. Mushroom has been a part of human diet since very, very long time. This is a small picture just to show you. It's a painting that how long back, people were gathering mushrooms and eating from the forest areas. And in fact, the first recipe book for mushrooms was published in 1899. So it is that old. Eating mushroom is that old. Now, when we come to the nutraceutical properties of mushrooms, the most important aspect of mushroom is the protein content. And the protein of mushrooms, both qualitatively and quantitatively, is of a very good kind, and qualitatively because it has got all the 20 amino acids, all the essential amino acids, and quantitatively because it's a fairly good source of protein, better than most of the vegetarian diet, and definitely not better than the non-vegetarian diet. So that's very important. And if you look at this data, when you compare the mushroom content of the protein content of the mushrooms, it is far superior, because when it comes to vegetarian diet, we depend upon mostly pulses and legumes for our protein, supply of protein. So when you compare the vegetarian diet, you see that the mushroom protein is higher, and or sometimes equivalent to that of the pulses. In fact, one of the mushrooms what we collected from the northeast, Pleurotus tuberosium, it has got protein content which is as high as soybean. So it can go as protein powder. So this is a very important aspect of mushroom. And when you compare the protein content of the mushrooms with the non-vegetarian food, this is the non-vegetarian food, and definitely, yeah, mushrooms are lesser as compared to non-vegetarian foods. But then, one very important aspect to be kept in mind is when you talk of meat protein, it has got high protein, no doubt. But along with the high protein, you are consuming high saturated fat, you're consuming cholesterol, you're consuming high sodium. There is low satiety, and there's always a kind of hunger. But when you consume mushroom protein, you have when you're consuming mushroom protein, you have no such things, and you have no cholesterol, you have no saturated fat, there is very low sodium, and apart from all this, you have some good bioactive compounds also, which are health enhancing. So that is why the mushroom protein has got many advantages compared to that. Then when it comes to carbohydrates and sugars, mushrooms are very low calorie food. They are low on carbohydrate, and they have almost nil sugar, and their glycemic index is very low, and they have no starch. And that's the reason that mushrooms are highly recommended for the diabetics. They are very good food for the diabetics. Then when it comes to the ash content And the fiber content mushrooms are a very good source of, have a good fiber content as well. And they are very good for hyperacidity and constipation. In fact, when you crush mushrooms and you see the pH, it will be around 7, or neutral pH almost. So that's another very important aspect. When it comes to fat and cholesterol, mushrooms have very low fat. They have almost zero cholesterol. And whatever little fat is there, that is mostly comprised of unsaturated fatty acids like linoleic acid, which is almost as good as what is found in safflower. So this is the reason why mushrooms are also recommended for good cardiac health. Then when it comes to vitamins, mushrooms generally are not having vitamin A. They have a precursor of vitamin A, but not in good quantities. They are an excellent source of vitamin B. Very, very good source of vitamin B. In fact, much superior to what we have as compared to vegetables, because we generally depend on vegetables for vitamin B. And a very important aspect of mushroom is the presence of ergosterol, which is the precursor of vitamin D. And mushrooms are the only vegetarian source of vitamin D. So that's a very important aspect when it comes to the vitamin content of the mushrooms. And mushrooms, they lack vitamin C. They hardly have any vitamin K or E. But vitamin B and D are the most important vitamins which are found in mushrooms. Now the vitamin D, which is when we say that mushrooms are the only vegetarian source of vitamin D, the vitamin D as such is not present. I told you that it's the precursor, sterol, which is present, which is called as ergosterol. And now at IHR, we have standardized the process of conversion of this ergosterol to vitamin D, that is ergocalciferol. And when you convert it, the oyster mushrooms give you the best conversion, followed by shiitake mushroom and followed by button mushroom. And the technology has already been standardized, and people who are interested in selling vitamin D enriched mushrooms can always get in touch with IHR to take the technology. Now, even 5-minute exposure of these fresh mushrooms to UVB light can, give you enough, vitamin D, so that, when you just take about 50 to 70 grams of these exposed mushrooms, and the entire vitamin D requirement of your body is taken care of merely by consuming that around 70 grams of the exposed mushroom. So mushrooms are a very good source of vitamin D. And there is a lot of literature available on the good impacts of vitamin D, especially during COVID times. It was seen that the doctors were recommending people to take vitamin D supplements, so that you are not you don't fall seriously with that viral attack. And now when it comes to minerals, mushrooms are a very good source of iron. They have very low amount of sodium, and they have high amount of potassium, which is an excellent thing to happen. The low sodium to potassium ratio is very, very important for cardiac health. And as per ICMR, the recommendation is generally 1:1.8 to 1:1.2. That's 1 sodium is to 1.8 to potassium. In fact, if you go to the literature from the Harvard Medical School, they say that this has to be around 1:12. And our ancestors ate food which was 1:18. So this is a very important aspect, and this is maintained in mushrooms because they are very low in sodium and they are high in potassium. They are also a good source of zinc and selenium, which are very important for the immune system. Now, if you look at the sodium and potassium content of the mushrooms, so this is how, it's like in Lentinula idoris, shiitake mushroom, it is 1:12. In the elm oyster mushroom, it is 1:18. In psilocybe, it is 1:10. And this is how. So mushrooms are excellent when it comes to the low sodium and high potassium ratio, which is an excellent thing for cardiac health. So that's the most important thing for cardiac health. And also because it is low on sodium, definitely it's an excellent food for the for people with high blood pressure. Mushrooms are, this is all the data generated of, we have generated the data of 20 different mushrooms at IHR. And these are the common mushrooms which I am showing. So they are they are a good source of phosphorus, very low on sodium, quite a good source of potassium, a fairly good source of calcium, magnesium, and a good source of zinc and selenium also. So this is very, very important. Now, another very important aspect of mushrooms is, when you talk of minerals, you're always talking in terms of bioavailability of minerals. That's very important, And the bioavailability of minerals from mushrooms is quite high as compared to the green plants. Now, we have developed a technology for iron fortified mushrooms. This technology is also there at IHR, and people who are interested can always take the technology from here. We have developed, the iron fortified mushrooms, and the iron fortified powder is available, and the entire technology, right from the from producing the iron fortified mushroom to processing it, and also how to have a delivery system for that. The entire technology has been worked out. Now, the important aspect is we have also worked out the bioavailability in the animal model system with the iron fortified mushrooms. With the non-fortified L-moisture mushroom, the bioavailability of iron is around 13%, 13%, which is much high as compared to merely 5% in the green plants. Amaranthus, which has got the highest, iron content also, the bioavailability is just about 5%. And the best bioavailability of iron is from red meat, 25%. So the non-fortified mushroom has a bioavailability of 13%, and the iron fortified mushroom has a bioavailability of iron to 21%. So this is a very important aspect of iron fortified mushroom, which can be, organically it's possible to bring it into the food chain where the iron deficiency is there, and this country has got rampant iron deficiency due to various reasons. Then mushrooms are a very good source of selenium and zinc, as I told you, and these two, micronutrients, they are very important not only for the immune system but also for the cognitive system. So that's an area which is very, very interesting. Then, when it comes to antioxidants, mushrooms have got a number of antioxidants. I won't, go into the details, but one unique antioxidant which is present only in mushrooms is called as ergothioneine. And if you look at the literature now, a lot of interest is being generated on this antioxidant because this is almost working like a vitamin. And the most important function of L-ergothioneine is to protect the cell damage from oxidative stress, which is the most important aspect of cell death. And this, antioxidant, it is found only in mushrooms, in fungi or in microbes, in bacteria. It is not found in green plants. They cannot manufacture it. They do have it, but it comes to them from the soil by the presence of bacteria. So the human beings also have to take it through the diet. And mushrooms are an excellent source of ergothioneine. See, this is the data which is again developed at IHR. Now this is in mushrooms, ergothioneine. This is non-vegetarian foods have nil, vegetables almost have nil ergothioneine. So this is a very important antioxidant which is present in the mushrooms. And also, a lot of work is now happening on the use of this antioxidant in management of depression. So that's also another aspect of this antioxidant. And even in US, Dr. Billman has been working on this antioxidant, and this is just another slide to show that how mushrooms, the oyster mushrooms have got a very high quantity of ergothioneine as compared to button mushrooms, and these are other food, components which have almost very less amount of ergothioneine. Now, mushrooms are not only an excellent food for the vegetarians, they're also equally good to be, packed along with the non-vegetarian food, And in non-vegetarian food, almost many governments are working that how to reduce the intake of non-vegetarian food in the diet because of various reasons. The German government, in fact, has taken a decision that, in none of its official programs, the non-vegetarian food is not served, only vegetarian food is served. So mushrooms can be an excellent component to complement the non-vegetarian food as well. In US too, people, it's one of the most important food which is eaten is, burgers. And burgers have nothing but, they have a sandwich of beef in them. And the Mushroom Council over there has come out with what is called as a blended burger, in which there's 50% meat and 50% mushrooms. And it gives an excellent taste, and you're reducing 50% intake of meat on a daily basis through your diet. So these are the ways in which the non-vegetarians are also being inspired to to include more of mushrooms and reduce the intake of non-vegetarian food in their diets. Also, a lot of work is being going on production of mycoprotein or mycomeat. I think institutions like NIFTEM should, must be. I think they must be working, or this is a very good area of work where you can use mushrooms for making this mycomeat. Because the non-vegetarians, suddenly somebody, you cannot ask somebody to change the diet overnight. So it's you have to substitute the textural part and the umami part and to a certain extent the taste part. I think is intermediate between vegetables and meat, and that is why the meat eaters will not mind bringing in mushrooms into their diets. So this is one very important area which is open for research. Then mushrooms are also known to have a lot of pharmaceutical properties, and they are best known for their anti-cancerous properties, which comes from the polysaccharides. They have a lot of, almost all mushrooms have, all fungi have what is called as polysaccharides. And these polysaccharides, they enhance the immunity system. The anti-cancerous property is through the enhancing of the immunity system. And the anti-tumor property is because of the enhancement of the natural killer cells in the body. So this is the way the mushrooms work when they get into the human system. They are also known to have a lot of antimicrobial properties, both gram-positive and gram-negative. And again, the mode of action is via immune enhancement. But then the clinical trials on human beings yet to be done. They are all done. They are all at laboratory stage. They have a lot of antiviral properties also, especially towards hepatitis B virus and herpes simplex virus. But again, the clinical trials are yet to be conducted. Mushrooms have got wonderful immune enhancing properties, and they impact all the 4 aspects of human immune system. They are able to enhance the levels of natural killer cells, the NK cells. They are able to enhance the activity of macrophages. They balance the T cells, and they also have they are also into the activation of nitrogen activated protein kinase. So all aspects of mammalian immune system are impacted by the intake of mushrooms. Then there are mushrooms like hericium, which are now being worked out, because they have got a substance which can stimulate the degenerated neurons into regeneration. Again, the growth of those degenerated neurons, which is a very important aspect, because there are very small amounts of chemicals which can pass the brain barrier and enter to your brain, and then do something about it. So this is one mushroom which is an excellent edible mushroom, and also a lot of work is going on its utilization on for the neuron degenerative diseases, dementia and Alzheimer's and all those. Now, there are people who are sensitive to mushrooms. There are 2 kinds of sensitivities which are found in mushrooms. One is because of the presence of high amount of spores into the air, so when you are cultivating them. So that results in what is called as respiratory allergy. And you can take small steps like wearing a mask or using a exhaust fan before harvesting the mushrooms. And there is another kind of allergy which is because of the protein of the mushrooms, protein allergy. Just like people are allergic to milk, they are allergic to gluten. So there are some people who are allergic to mushroom protein. So that happens only when you ingest the mushrooms. So that's the reason why, when you're eating the mushrooms for the first time, you should, kind of eat in a very small quantity. And that's the precaution to be followed. Then mushrooms have also got a unique property of accumulating many heavy metals, whether it is mercury or cadmium or lead, and they also accumulate even the, radioactive, materials like cesium. So this is possible, which can render them toxic. So you have to be very careful when cultivating mushrooms, the kind of substrate you're using. And because it will come either from the substrate or it will come from the water. So you have to be very careful on the quality of the substrate you're using. It should not have the deposition of these heavy metals, or the water what you're using. Very important. Water can be a great source of a lot of contaminations. So you have to be very careful about these two aspects. Food safety studies with mushrooms have been carried out, and mushrooms are found to be safe, whether mushroom as such or in dried forms or the extracts or in other forms. They have, they are safe on kidneys, they are safe on liver. They do not, work on DNA toxicity. So they are quite safe to take. So that has been done. And a few clinical studies are already on. A very important clinical study, which is on, I think if I remember correctly, perhaps it is University of Minnesota, where the phase 2 clinical trial is on the impact of, Trametes versicolor, another mushroom very much found in Indian forest areas, but it's a non-edible mushroom. On the effect of breast cancer. It has shown very promising result for breast cancer patients, and the phase 2 trial is on at present. And some preliminary data of clinical studies is also available on the impact of especially hericium and some more mushrooms on beta amyloid peptide toxicity, because the dementia which happens as people age is because of the accumulation of this amyloid peptides in the brain, and there are mushrooms which can prevent this accumulation. So although in very infancy this research, but then this is a very important aspect which is being researched in the West. Now, how do you utilize mushrooms in your daily diet? I mean, unless and until you start taking mushrooms in some form or the other, it is not going to make much impact on your daily diet. So that's very, very important. And what forms can you take it? You can take it in as fresh mushrooms, as dried mushrooms, or as mushroom powder, because fresh mushrooms have their own limitations. The price is very high. They are not all the time available. So one has to, one can also, have on dry mushrooms and mushroom powders. We at IHR, we have been working on these aspects of how to utilize mushrooms in the daily diet. And that is why we have developed a lot of, mushroom value-added products, which can be used on a daily basis. We have, made what is called as mushroom rasam powder, which has, this powder is just ready to use. You just boil it and you just drink it, because these are all made, they're all in dried, they're made from dried mushrooms, and they're all in dried form. So they can be kept for very long. The shelf life is almost an year if you keep it in the refrigerator. And also we have made what is called chutney powders, because in southern India, every home will, eat different kinds of chutney powders. So we have tried to make it with flax seeds, with moringa leaf. We have made it with the brahmi also. We have made with sesame, and so all these technologies are available from IHR. People who are interested can always take it. And of course, mushroom pickle is something which is always on. We have also made what is called as mushroom puliyogri powder, because puliyogri, made from rice is another thing which people often eat in their homes on a daily basis. So we have made that also. Ragi balls, which are eaten in Karnataka a lot. We have also, mixed about, dried mushroom powder into the ragi balls and found that, doesn't, in fact, it makes the taste far better. And people can utilize dry mushroom powder, to enhance the nutrition from the ragi balls also. Then we've also made what is called as, we have tried to make zero maida cookies with millets and mushrooms. So we've used 5 kinds of millets and made these cookies. And so it's a zero maida product totally. There is no maida at all in this, no refined flour at all in this. And this technology is also available. People who are interested can always take it. And because we had the technology of enhancing vitamin D, so vitamin D is a fat soluble vitamin. So we have made what is called, along with the milk, a health drink, especially for children. The vitamin D enriched mushrooms, and we have powdered it, and we have made a health drink which can be mixed with milk and taken. So when we did this small trial with some school children, and we asked them, what did we have? And each one said we had, Horlicks. So, there are these kind of products which can be made from these. Now, how do you cook your mushrooms so that you get the maximum potential out of it? Now, when you want the vitamin D of the mushrooms to be available to you, vitamin D is a fat soluble vitamin. So always cook the vitamin D enriched mushrooms along with some fat, either saute in butter or in ghee and take it. And you can also, complement the vitamin D enriched mushrooms with other vegetables which are rich in vitamin A, like carrots, or vitamin E and K, so that those vitamins, the fat soluble vitamins which are not present in mushrooms will give you vitamin D, and the other vitamins comes from different other sources. So this is how you can kind of design your food for maximum fat soluble vitamin availability. If you want to take mushrooms for maximum vitamin B availability, then you should take it in the soup form, because vitamin B is a water soluble vitamin. So mushrooms have lots of vitamin B. And also, again, because mushrooms have no vitamin C, so you can combine it with, broccoli, with capsicum, and with so many other vegetables which have got a lot of vitamin C, and combine mushrooms with that, so you get a good amount of vitamin B and C. You can combine it with sweet potatoes also. And for vitamin K, you can always combine it with peas. The mushroom and peas make an excellent, recipe. So this is how you can kind of design. Now, IHR has also worked on, how to make mushrooms as a hobby to grow at home. Everyone is not interested in doing a huge business out of it. So people wanted something very, very simple so that they could grow mushrooms, because otherwise growing mushrooms involves a lot of steps, and it's a cumbersome process. So we had, we were working with the rural population where we wanted mushrooms to become a part of their daily diet. So we had developed what is called as RTF technology, in which the ready-to-food bags are given to them. These bags are right now also sold from IHR. Many housewives, they take it. And all you have to do is just open these bags at your home, and within 4 to 5 days you get mushrooms. So you don't have to do the cumbersome process. You don't have to wait for a month and all that for getting the mushrooms. So this is how, on a small scale, mushrooms can be grown at home. And Dr. Senthil, who is at IHR, who has been, the brain behind the mechanization of the Indian mushroom industry, he has developed what is called as a small chamber, especially for the rural areas. You can get around 1 kg of mushroom daily from these small areas. So you can have these small net house somewhere on your terrace, or somewhere under a shade, under a tree in your garden somewhere, and grow mushrooms just for your home scale, in the rural areas. So this is how it can be grown on a small scale. And now this is the conclusion of the nutraceutical properties of mushrooms. They are high in protein, fiber, low on sodium, very low on fat, low on carbohydrates, low calorie, good source of B and D vitamins, minerals. They are good source of selenium, potassium, iron, copper, and zinc with high bioavailability. And of course, I've already dealt with this, that they are an excellent food for diabetics, excellent for cardiac health, very good for immune system, and for iron deficiency as well. And IHR conducts a lot of training programs. A lot of literature is available, a lot of technologies, licensed technologies are available, and we have got incubation facilities for all end-to-end technologies, right from spawn production to cultivation to post-harvest processing. The incubation facility for all technologies is available. So people who are interested can contact IIHR, and they can make use of the incubation facilities, undergo training, or order for literature from IIHR. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's really such an informative session to all of us. Thank you for joining with us today. Okay, we'll move on to the next technical talk, which is on post-harvest processing and value addition of mushroom. For this session, we have with us Dr. Anuradha Srivastava, Senior Scientist, ICR Directorate of Mushroom Research, Solan, Himachal Pradesh. Ma'am obtained her MSc Food Technology from G.V. Bhatt University of Agriculture and Technology, Patnagar. She completed her PhD from Chaudhary Charan Singh Haryana Agricultural University with an ICR Senior Research Fellowship. She joined the ICR as a Scientist Food Technology at ICR Research Complex for Eastern Region Research Center, Ranchi in 2014 and joined ICR DMR Solan in 2017. Her area of research includes value addition and new product development from various types of mushrooms. She has published more than 20 research articles along with several review papers, popular articles and book chapters. Ma'am holds the post of treasurer for the Mushroom Society of India. We welcome you to this webinar, ma'am. Please proceed with your session.
Good afternoon to everyone present here, to all the distinguished guests present here, and all the dear participants. My name is Anuradha, and I have been working on the value addition and post-harvest processing aspects of mushroom at Directorate of Mushroom Research since last more than 6 years. So in the upcoming presentation, I will try to share whatever experience I have gained during my work at ICR DMR regarding post-harvest processing as well as value addition of different types of mushrooms. So we all know that mushrooms are very perishable and they have very low shelf life because they have very high moisture content. Their structure, if you'll see, their texture is very delicate. They don't have any conventional peel or cover over them, and their respiration rate is very high. So all these things, they result into a very low shelf life. Generally, the shelf life of mushroom is 2 to 3 days. In case of button mushroom, which is the most popular mushroom in our country, and for some of the mushrooms, it's even lesser. Like for oyster mushroom, it's like 1 or 2 days. But for paddy straw mushroom, if it's fully matured, the shelf life is just few hours. So shelf life is the biggest challenge for mushroom post-harvest management. And the reasons how the mushroom quality deteriorates is the biggest, but the most important reason is enzymatic browning. You'll see the mushroom when it gets old, it turns color. It turns brown or black in color. That is because of enzyme. So that is the biggest problem. And if you can see this photograph, this open mushroom, in case of button mushroom, see, button mushroom is the most popular mushroom in our country right now. More than 70% of production is of button mushroom. For most of the people, when you will talk about mushroom, they will think only of button mushroom. So in case of button mushroom, the biggest problem is this color change. You can see this photograph, which is because of some enzyme. And you will see opening of mushroom, which is a sign of over maturity. So when during the post-harvest storage and transportation of mushroom, some of the mushroom might start opening up, which reduces the quality, which affects the quality, and the producer is not able to sell them at fair prices. Another thing is mushroom, as they are very high in moisture content, they start drying up very easily, especially if the atmosphere is very dry and hot. They will start drying up. Especially in case of oyster, this is also a problem. The oyster starts drying up very easily. So it also affects the post-harvest quality. And microbial spoilage is again another challenge. See, moisture content is very high, so when we keep mushroom and when we keep it packed inside any kind of container, moisture starts accumulating inside the container. And that accumulated moisture, it starts microbial growth, sometimes bacterial growth, and also this fungal or mold growth. You must have observed that when you store mushroom for a very prolonged period, you observe a sliminess on the surface. That is because of microbial spoilage. And sometimes if you store it for a longer time, you'll see some mold will start growing like this, if you can see this photograph. So these are some of the most important post-harvest changes which affect the quality of mushroom. The important thing here is that all these types of mushroom, if they have turned black in color, or if they have opened up, or if they are dried up, they are still edible. Although the quality is not as good as the fresh mushroom, but still they are edible. But if some microbial spoilage has started, that most certainly those mushrooms are not edible and you should not consume those mushrooms. So I'll start right from the harvesting. So because post-harvest quality management start right from the harvesting. So harvesting at the correct stage is very important. Next, please. You'll see the button mushroom, when they start maturing, they start opening up. So for optimum harvesting, you should harvest them when they are still intact and they have not started opening up. Like this is the first stage. You can see this. This is the correct stage for harvesting mushroom. So see, when you harvest mushroom, the quality parameters are very important. In case of button mushroom, the button mushroom should be white in color. The cap should be round. The surface should be glossy, and the wheel should be intact. What I was trying to say, that it should not have started opening up. It should be all intact. So this is how we harvest it. Next, please. This is how harvesting is done. And the important thing is, right after harvesting, we should remove the last part of stem where casing soil is there. Otherwise, it will contaminate the whole mushroom and the mushroom will not look good in appearance because it will be contaminated by the casing soil. So just after harvesting, we remove the last part of stem, just last part of stem where casing soil is there. And rest of the stem and cap is completely edible. Next, please. So this is oyster mushroom. Again, another very important mushroom, which is the people have started growing this mushroom and it is becoming very popular day by day because it is easy to grow. And the environment, the temperature, weather condition in our country are convenient for this mushroom. This is oyster mushroom. So oyster mushroom harvesting, when you know that this is the correct stage of harvesting this oyster mushroom is, you'll see when oyster mushroom starts over maturing, it starts curling from the edges. So we should harvest it just before it has started curling. That is the optimum stage for harvesting it. And no washing is recommended for any type of mushroom before selling it. The substrate for oyster mushroom is, it doesn't involve any compost or soil, so there is generally no contamination. The straw is there, so we can just harvest it when it is at optimum quality and then it is ready to be sold. This is paddy straw mushroom, another very tasty and very popular mushroom, especially in Odisha state of our country. So this is how paddy straw mushroom matures. And the correct stage of harvesting paddy straw mushroom is, this is called egg stage. When this mushroom looks like egg, this is the correct stage, and this is the most popular stage when this mushroom is being consumed. And shelf life is a limitation in case of this mushroom. Its shelf life is just 1 day, so we'll have to take care of that. Next, please. I'm just discussing what are the optimum harvesting stage for different types of mushrooms. This is another popular mushroom in our country, especially in high temperature region. This is milky mushroom. So a perfectly mature milky mushroom will look like this. The cap surface will be convex. If it has started flattening up, it means the milky mushroom is over maturing. So we should harvest it when it looks like this. This is a sign of over maturity. Next, please. Next. This is shiitake mushroom. This is the most popular mushroom. This is if you'll see the global scenario, this is the mostly consumed mushroom. The production of shiitake at global level is highest. Although in our country it is not as popular because still today button mushroom is the most popular mushroom. But this is again very potent mushroom. It is categorized. It is very tasty as well as it has very good medicinal properties. So it is categorized as semi-medicinal mushroom because it is very good for cholesterol management and it has very good anti-cancerous properties. And taste is also quite good. So now people have started doing the shiitake mushroom also. I was telling you how you will judge the correct harvesting stage of the shiitake mushroom. A perfectly mature shiitake mushroom will look like this. And if it will get over mature, it will look like this. So you should harvest it when it looks like this, when the caps are inward turned. Next, please. Grading is another thing which you can do during post-harvest handling of your mushroom. Grading is when you divide any commodity on the basis of its quality into different categories so that you can get a uniform produce, so that you can get a better price for your produce. So there are different criteria for grading. One is cap size. So big cap size will be categorized in different categories, medium and small into different categories. And this is specially being done in case of button mushroom based upon cap size, big, small, medium. And appearance, color, shape, and uniformity. Like in case of button mushroom, as I was telling you, the over mature button mushroom, it starts opening up and gills become visible. And this open mushroom comes under low grade. So if you have some of the open mushroom, you can grade them into a separate category. If you have some of the bruised or brown, some blemishes are there, irregular shapes are there. So you can grade those mushroom into different categories so that you can get a better and uniform produce, so that you will be able to get a better price for your produce. So this is grading. You can do grading for your produce also. Next, please. So the question comes, especially in case of button mushroom and in case of all the mushroom, that before if you have grown mushroom and you want to sell mushroom, before packing it, before selling it, whether you should wash it or you should not wash it. So the answer is you should not wash mushroom, because many a times in the market, the button mushroom, especially what we get, is washed. You will see very bright, no soil particles will be there, very bright white color mushroom you will get. So those are usually washed mushroom, but washing is generally not recommended because washing with plain water affects the shelf life as well as color. So generally a preservative is being used in the washing water. That is the most commonly used preservative is potassium metabisulfite or sodium metabisulfite. So although this is a permitted preservative, but the quantity is it has to be used in the limited quantity, that is 0.05% in the washing water. But what we suggest is that there is no need to wash your mushroom, because the sole purpose of washing button mushroom is to remove the soil particles. So that is just for the sake of appearance, to improve the appearance of your produce. So as such, there is no need for washing mushroom. Just harvest good quality mushroom and you can just pack it as such. The consumer, when it will buy those mushrooms, he will certainly wash it before cooking it at home. So washing is generally not recommended and it is discouraged. Next, please. So then we come to packaging, because packaging for selling fresh mushroom is another very important aspect of post-harvest management. So the most popular type of packaging which you will see in the market for mushroom is punnet. These plastic trays. Generally, you will see blue color plastic trays. In more technical terms, it is called punnets. and they are covered with thin PVC film, or we say cling film. So this is the most popular packaging. Nowadays, clamshells, these such types of with the lid, these types of packaging are also coming, which are also again suitable for mushroom packing because they also provide a physical support to the mushroom. Mushroom is a very delicate crop and it is very prone to any kind of physical damage, and it immediately changes color. And color change is the biggest problem for post-harvest quality change of mushroom. So these kinds of packaging, even some biodegradable options can also be chosen, like paperboard, pulpboard, or even areca nut leaf trays are also people are making these. These all are the biodegradable option. Even sugarcane bagasse trays nowadays, it is also a very viable biodegradable packaging option. So these types of options can also be used for mushroom. And sometimes people are also selling them in plastic pouches or polythene pouches, all different types of mushroom. The thing we have to keep in mind that we have to make some perforation inside in the packaging material for packing inside the polythene pouches, because what happens, mushroom has very high moisture content, and when we tightly seal them inside a plastic pouch, water starts accumulating inside the pack. So that accumulated moisture content, it encourages the microbial development, especially mold development, and it lowers down the shelf life. So if you want to pack your mushroom in a plastic pouch, always make perforation in the pouch. Next, please. So here you can see oyster mushrooms, different types of oyster mushrooms packed in different types of packaging material. You can see perforation in case of oyster mushroom packaging is also quite important in order to discourage the water accumulation inside the packaging, in order to create proper ventilation in the packaging. Next, please. This is paddy straw mushroom. I was telling you is very popular. This is milky mushroom, again a very big size mushroom. So generally the retail packs are bigger in size. Next, please. Shiitake mushroom in different types of packaging. Pre-cooling of mushroom. Generally, after harvest, we should pre-cool our mushroom to a lower temperature so that to reduce the respiration rate, remove the field heat, it extends the shelf life during cold storage. It extends the shelf life during the transportation. So there are different types of pre-coolings which exist, which pre-cool your produce. Then storage, cold storage. Right now, cold storage is the method which can extend the shelf life of your mushroom up to a week. Otherwise, there is no substantial method to increase the shelf life. So you can store your mushroom at 0 to 4 degrees centigrade, except for paddy straw mushroom. It cannot be stored below 10 degrees centigrade because it is susceptible to chilling injury. Next, please. So during transportation, it is recommended. It is generally recommended if you have refrigerated them. It is encouraged. Otherwise, you can also use crushed ice packs. Next, please. So now I'll come to mushroom processing. So the most common type of processing for mushroom is drying, canning, and then pickling. All types of mushrooms can be dried. And next, please. And all types of mushrooms can be dried using sun drying as well as dehydrator or dryer. Next, please. Next, please. See, these are the types of dryer which are available. These are called cabinet air dryer. For drying mushroom, temperature is very important. 45 to 50 degrees centigrade temperature is optimum for drying good quality mushroom. And you'll get an optimum dried mushroom when the moisture content is less than 10%. So this dried mushroom is also being sold, and the shelf life is up to 1 year at room temperature. The only thing is you have to seal them in airtight container. Next, please. Next, please. So these are all types of dried oyster mushroom, dried shiitake mushroom. Next, please. Which are available in the market. People are selling, making small. This is morel, dried morel. Next, please. And this dried mushroom can be converted into mushroom powder. Meera Pandey was telling about, mushroom powder is the way to incorporate mushroom in your daily diet. So this dried mushroom, simply you can grind it and at your house also using a mixer grinder. Or if you are doing it at commercial level, you can use a commercial grinding mill and you can get a fine powder of mushroom, which can be consumed as a health supplement, and it can be used to further prepare various types of value-added products. And this dried mushroom, how you will consume it? You can soak it in hot water for 1 to 2 hours and you can consume it as fresh. So these are the dried powder people are selling in the market. This is how dried oyster mushroom people are selling. Next, please. Dried shiitake mushroom powder. Next, please. So this was about drying, and next important type of processing is canning. A lot of button mushroom is being canned in our country, especially during the seasonal cultivation of button mushroom in the northern part of our country. A lot of it is being canned, and the advantage of canning is that shelf life that extends up to 3 years, from 2 to 3 days to 2 to 3 years at room temperature. So there is a substantial increase in shelf life during that canning. And canning is simply the heat sterilization of mushroom. So inside a can, so that all the microbes are getting killed, and it is inside a sealed can, so microbes cannot enter from outside. That's why it has such a great shelf life. So this is canning, and canning of mushroom can be done in whole forms also and in cut mushroom also. Next, please. Canning requires a lot of machinery. So for setting up a canning unit, you will have to do certain investment. These are different brands of button mushroom. A lot of people are canning button mushroom in our country, and some of them are exporting it also. And there is domestic market as well, especially the big hotels or restaurants. They are always interested in buying the canned mushroom because they are able to get a uniform quality, and at the same time they get an extended shelf life. So canning is the big button mushroom grower. When they get a surplus mushroom, they always set up a canning unit besides it, so that to can the surplus amount of mushroom which they are not able to sell in the market. Next, please. Next, please. So all types of mushrooms can be canned. This is canned paddy straw mushroom. Next, please. Canned oyster mushroom. Next, please. Canned shiitake mushroom. This was about canning. So canning is again very popular type of processing. And pickling. Pickling is again a very popular method. All types of mushrooms can be converted into pickle. And pickling can be done very easily even at home scale. And you can get to sell your pickle at a very good price. And you can earn a good profit margin making mushroom pickle. So button mushroom or all types of mushroom people are pickling, even mixed mushroom pickle they are also making. Next, please. Next, please. So this is how mushroom pickle can be made. Generally, we do frying and then we make pickle. That is the unique process which is unique to mushroom pickling, frying. Except then we add spices and oil and some vinegar also. Next, please. Next, please. So a number of button mushroom brands, oyster mushroom pickle. Next, please. Even milky mushroom is also very good for pickling. Next, please. Milky mushroom, paddy straw mushroom, all types of mushroom people are pickling. So this was about mushroom pickle. What are the other value-added products which can be prepared using mushroom in the fresh form as well as from dried? So these are some of the products which have been developed from PMR. Mushroom cookies, mushroom Nutribar, mushroom multigrain bread, mushroom soup mix, because mushroom soup is quite popular, mushroom pickle, mushroom chips. Next, please. Next, please. So these are all the products which can be prepared using mushroom. These are all the products which can be prepared using dried mushroom powder. In these products, powder has been used, like in cookies, Nutribar, bread, cake, soup mix, even noodles and pasta. Next, please. local snack like bhujia. Aloo bhujia is quite popular. On the same line, mushroom bhujia can also be developed. Mushroom nuggets, papad. A lot of small farmers, they are making mushroom papad, mushroom badiyam, mushroom nuggets they are making, and these are also quite popular. Meera ma'am was also talking about a health drink powder. So we have also worked on a health drink powder on the same line where we have also used ragi malt, because all these health drink powder are malted beverage. So we have combined mushroom with the ragi, as mushroom is a good source of vitamin D and ragi is a good source of calcium, and these two are complementary. So, and it also tastes just like any other malted beverage which is available in the market. So it is also a great way to utilize mushroom in powder form. Next please. Next please, mushroom biscuits. See, this is mushroom multigrain bread which we have prepared. Next, please. Mushroom cake can also be made. Next, please. Mushroom noodles and pasta. In these also mushroom powder is being used. Next, please. Mushroom Nutribar. We have also prepared mushroom millet Nutribar, mushroom soup mix, which is again a very potential product. Next, please. Next, please. These are all the products. You can see all these products. Mushroom. We have also prepared a shiitake mushroom mixed with vegetable soup mix powder. So such kind of product can also be developed. Next, please. Mushroom chips is again a very, very potential and viable value-added products. And for making good quality mushroom chips, you will have to have a vacuum frying machine so that you will be able to fry your produce at a very low temperature. So it can be a very good healthy snack item in the market. It has a good potential. A lot of products are already in the market, but we should work towards it. This is mushroom murabba, like amla murabba, mushroom preserve. It is preserved in sugar solution. Next, please. Next, please. Mushroom candies. These are also very, very, very tasty. Mushroom ketchup, mushroom tomato ketchup. Next, please. Mushroom pasta sauce or spread we also prepared. It is again very delicious product which can be made. We have used oyster mushroom along with these ingredients, and very good quality pasta spread or sauce can be prepared. Next, please. Mushroom fortified papad, I already told you. Nuggets or badiyan can also be prepared. It is again a very good product. Next, please. Urad or moong dal nuggets or badiyan. Many farmers are making. Mushroom jam is again very interesting product, and it can also be prepared. And it tastes very good, just like any other fruit jam. Although color is not as appealing, so you can maybe add some other artificial food color to it to make it more appealing. But mushroom jam can also be prepared. Next, please. Mushroom millet based products can all like cookies or Nutribar can be prepared, and mushroom can be added into your regular atta which you are consuming on day-to-day basis, and 10% of mushroom powder you can add in your regular atta to make it rich in all these vitamins, minerals and fibers. So this is again a way to consume, to incorporate mushroom in your daily diet. Next, please. A lot of people are making health supplement. They are just capsuling the mushroom powder into gelatin capsules. So such types of products can also be made. Next, please. And it is very good for people who are suffering from these lifestyle diseases like high blood pressure, cholesterol, and diabetes. Mushroom powder is very good for managing these problems. Next, please. A lot of medicinal mushroom products are also available in the market as a nutraceutical or dietary supplement. Medicinal mushroom is a separate type of category which includes shiitake mushroom, ganoderma mushroom, cordyceps mushroom, hericium mushroom, turkey tails mushroom. A number of mushrooms are there, and most of these are being used to prepare these supplement powders or capsules. The important thing about these is that these are not just mushroom powder, these are mushroom extract powder. So they are first extracting the medicinal compounds using the dual extraction process. Then that extract is converted into powder, and most of these products are the product of that extract powder from these medicinal mushrooms. Next, please. These are Ganoderma or reishi mushroom based extract powder which are available in the market. Next, please. Again, Ganoderma based nutraceutical capsules, cordyceps based dietary. Cordyceps is again Cordyceps militaris is a very potential mushroom. So these are all the products which are based on cordyceps mushroom, and other types of like shiitake, maitake, and lion's mane, Eurasian mushroom. So these are all types of supplements which are available in the market, which are made from medicinal mushrooms. Some people are making 10-in-1 mushroom mix. They are extracting mushroom, and a number of recipes can be prepared using mushroom. Our Indian recipes as well as continental mushroom goes well with all types of flavor, with all types of food. So that's it from my side, I think. And for any kind of processing, for making any kind of mushroom based processed product, you will have to get the registration at FSSAI, and everything is online. So don't process anything and sell it without doing this registration or without getting this license first. And you can do it online. This FSSAI registration is very important. Next, please. Yes, thank you. So that is from my side about mushroom processing and value addition. Thank you for having me here. And if any one of you will have any doubt, I'll see the chat box and I'll try to answer it at the end of the session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such an informative session. Thank you for joining. And we have one question from the participant side.
Yeah.
While drying mushroom, does nutritional value remains the same or it decreases?
Certainly, there will be some changes in the nutritional value of the mushroom when we dry it. But that's why we recommend that you dry it at very low temperature, at around 45 degrees centigrade. So the changes in nutritional value will be minimum. As you will keep on increasing the drying temperature, the changes will be drastic.
Thank you, ma'am. If any question is
And one more interesting thing I will like to share. Like Meera ma'am was also telling that mushroom, they get fortified in vitamin D when they are exposed to UV rays. So when they are exposed to sun during drying, if we are doing sun drying, so when they are exposed to sun, then vitamin D gets increased manifold. So instead of decrease in nutritional value in case of vitamin D content, when you sun dry your mushroom, you will get more vitamin D in the dried product as compared to fresh mushroom. So that's an added benefit.
Thank you so much for the explanation, ma'am. So if any question is there, you can also reply it in the chat box.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we will introduce you to the next technical talk, which is on marketing strategies for mushroom-based products. For this session, we have with us Dr. S. Selva Bhaskar, Dean in Charge, School of Management, Shastra Dean University, Thanjavur. I will quickly introduce Sir to you. Sir obtained his doctorate in management from Alagappa Institute of Management in Tamil Nadu. He started his academic journey as an assistant professor in Happy Valley Business School, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu in 2009. He is promoted as a dean in charge in School of Management, Shastra University, Thanjavur, Tamil Nadu. He has more than 23 years of teaching experience, published 14 cases, and worked in 500 projects with a grant of 3.05 crores. In his recognition, he awarded as a Shastra Guru Shastra awardee from the School of Management for 2023 and won numerous awards. I welcome you, sir, and thank you for accepting our invitation. The session is over to you, sir. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Very good afternoon. Hope I am audible.
Yes, sir. Welcome to this webinar, sir.
Yeah, it's my pleasure being a part of this seminar organized by NIFTM Thanjavur. I'm happy that, sorry, I could not participate right from the beginning of your webinar, but I could fully attend the session done by Anuradha madam. I think it was very informative and she made my job quite easy, because that is a point where, in fact, I also thought of begin my session. Though I have a set of slides, let me share those slides. Yeah, by the time the PPT is getting uploaded, let me also give you a brief introduction of the topic, that this session is meant for marketing strategies of mushroom products, mushroom-based products, basically. So this is one interesting topic because today the biggest challenge for mushroom marketers is they have good product, they have variety of products, they have a very nutritious product, no doubt about that. But unfortunately, the biggest challenge is how to take it to the consuming class. There are a lot of advertisements, there are a lot of schemes that are available, there are a lot of government initiatives towards popularizing mushroom as a very good food. Okay, but still there are some big challenges that they are facing, especially the producers of this mushroom. And this is something which we have to address on a war footing, because given the nutritious values of mushroom, given the kind of production that's happening in India, this is the right time that we have to concentrate, and we have to look at marketing as a very important tool that can probably help us in terms of taking this to the consumers. That's why we call it as mushroom, a superfood. It's low in calorie, and of course you have a variety of mushrooms that are available, and you can also make a very good recipe out of mushroom, and it is nutritious. So no doubt that mushroom is a superfood, but this particular message is still is known to a particular section of people. As we have other food products, I would say that mushroom as a food, which is good, needs to be still popularized among the consumers, because there are a lot of perceptions that are centering around this particular superfood that sometimes is not favorable to the marketing conditions of mushrooms. One such thing is that people perceive that certain mushrooms are poisonous. Consuming of mushroom is quite poisonous, and some may still believe, some orthodox vegetarians still believe that mushroom is a non-vegetarian food. And not only that, some of them feel that mushroom comes to us after adding some preservatives, and mushroom is not a fresh product as it reaches the retail stores. So these are all very big challenges marketers need to deal with before they take this product to the market. So on one side, yes, we have a very good ecosystem that takes care of the production of mushroom across the country, and India is also emerging as one of the biggest exporters, fifth in the row, and they are also doing a good job. Government is also supporting, all that is fine. But on the other side, the products, the producers need to be properly marketed. And this mushroom industry as such, I'm not going deeper into it. I'm sure the previous speakers in this session would have given you a glimpse of what is this mushroom industry as such. But one important thing that I would like to focus here is the mushroom as an alternative to meat, or sometimes vegetables, is to be promoted to a particular extent, because it is rich in terms of its sources, source of fiber, source of protein, antioxidants. All that makes it a superfood, and this is one point of selling as far as mushroom products are concerned. You can give it in any particular format, you can give it in any particular shape, but end of the day, you have to be very particular about highlighting the kind of nutritious values that this particular product has got. So this is again a very important thing. In fact, millets are also having difficulties and challenges like this, but sometimes the government also announced even also announced this year of millets, and there were a lot of grants government has given, and we have also undertaken one project in that particular line, and the farmers are now coming forward to cultivate millets. On the other side, if you look at it, Tamil Nadu as a state, yes, still we have to go a long way. We are not as competent as the other states, especially states like Bihar. So we have to do a lot of things, and the latest news from the government of Tamil Nadu is that they have considered this, they have declared this mushroom as a part of agricultural activity. So definitely there will be a lot of good news for the mushroom farmers from Tamil Nadu as well. First, let us understand the market potential for mushroom products. On one side, we all know that it is having plenty of nutrients. So, whom will be the right party? I mean, a target group for our mushroom products. The first and foremost is those who are health conscious. And today, health consciousness, once it was only the common characteristics of people who are in the 40 plus category, and today health consciousness is there across all age groups, which is a good trend that we can always say that even youngsters are having a lot of consciousness towards health. So this is one target group which we can probably look at as a potential consuming group as far as mushroom products are concerned. And increasing awareness of healthy eating habits and natural remedies are coming to the front fold. So definitely this increases the potential for marketing mushroom products in India. The second thing is, of course, urbanization, where especially if you take Tamil Nadu, cities like Chennai, Coimbatore, and Madurai, they are leading in terms of the higher disposable incomes. And this is where, we find a lot of double income families, and, they want to use mushroom as an alternate product, and they want to prepare some recipes with mushroom, which they can probably taste. And the third one is the vegetarian and vegan trends. There is rise in vegetarian and vegan lifestyles where mushrooms, they serve as a key protein substitute. Because of its rich protein content, the vegetarians and vegans, they go for, because non-vegetarians, they have meat to support the protein requirements. But vegetarians and vegans, they look at mushroom as one of the key protein substitute, which is again a good trend. So I can very easily tell you that yes, there is a well defined need that is available in the market in terms of people who are conscious about their health and people who are with a high disposable income who can afford to probably buy different mushroom products as well as value added products, and those who are in the category of vegans and vegetarians. So this is something which we can look at it as an option. And if you look at the current market trends, though Tamil Nadu contributes significantly, still the market is growing and the annual demand is climbing up day by day. So maybe in the days to come, Tamil Nadu will also compete against the other states of India. And the market is expected to grow at a compounded growth rate of 10 to 12% over the next 5 years. And the consumers' preference for organic and locally sourced products, especially mushroom-based processed foods, is also growing. So why not we use this as an opportunity and try to place the products and then try to market them in the best way that is possible. Most of the time, we see the mushroom products are lying along with vegetables in the retail stores with a very thin layer of packaging. And sometimes we also see that it gets damaged. And even the kind of packaging they use for these mushroom products are not really attractive. See, let us understand one thing. Though we say that packaging is only external, but that is the very first point of contact of customers. And packaging is something which can instill trust in the minds of customers. And there is always a perceptual correlation that if the packaging is good, then definitely the product will also be good. So there is a perception that good quality packaging contains good quality product. So this is another important thing that we need to look at it. So there is a requirement for good packaging techniques. In fact, Anuradha madam was displaying various types of packages that are being used, and that is something good. But not many mushroom products which are locally sourced will have such sophisticated or very attractive packages. That is reality. And the target market, if you look at it, as I told you, 25 to 45 years, who are more likely to experiment with diet and nutrition. And good news is that this particular age group is growing, and India has got a lot of youngsters, and We have this demographic dividend which we can use, and this is one market which we can target. On the other side, as I told you earlier, the tier 2 cities where we have people with higher affordability to try mushroom products as well as mushroom value added products, and also middle to upper middle class with higher disposable incomes. This group is something which is considered to be a major consuming group of mushroom products. And as I told you, mushroom is not just about your demographic variables alone. There are a lot of psychographic factors that come into play when you are looking at it. As I told you, health consciousness, lifestyle choices, because sometimes I'm looking for a quick and healthy meal, okay, which would probably help us in terms of, increasing our fitness. And some people are environmentally conscious, okay. Those kind of psychographic requirements can be fulfilled with the help of these mushroom products. And there are also cultural factors, especially if you look at the traditional South Indian diets where mushrooms can complement the existing cuisine, because mushroom has got a list of very interesting as well as tasty recipes, which would be an added, item in the menu cards in restaurants, and also people are also trying such things at home. So definitely the cultural factors, lifestyle factors, and the health consciousness put together, it presents a very attractive psychographic, environment for us to operate. So this is going to be the target market for mushroom products. But remember one thing, as I told you initially, the perceptions of consumers need to be totally taken care of. The very important thing is, still people think that the mushroom products, when they arrive at the retail store, are not fresh. Either the quality of mushroom that they receive are not of good quality, or the packaging is very poor, or they think that it is with some added preservatives. This is something which we have to look at it. On the other side, which is most important thing, is it safe to give mushroom products to children? Will it cause some kind of skin problem? Will it lead to there are cases where I have also read one research paper which talks about how the parents, they decide whether to give mushroom to their children or not, and they come up with a lot of such things. I don't know whether it is supported with proper medical evidence or not, but still the perceptions are very clear. It may lead to some skin rashes. Sometimes it may lead to some respiratory problems. Mushrooms, if they are not properly grown, it turns to be a poisonous product. So these are all something which totally works against the growth of this particular segment as such. So as marketers, we need to properly, come with a solution or a message which is telling them that mushroom is a superfood which is very safe for all age groups. Then the other important thing, some people, they consider it as a non-vegetarian food, especially the orthodox vegetarians. They are not ready to still accept this as the vegetarian food or something which they can have on a regular basis. So let us try to have this particular issue well addressed through our campaigns, through our advertisements, so that people across different food culture will also adopt mushroom as part of their regular diet. What is required is product differentiation. Yes, Madam was talking about various types of mushroom products, where button mushroom is the most commonly available. Almost 3/4 of the production is button mushrooms. And she was also mentioning about the other mushrooms, explaining the various nutrition values. And some of them are even having the characteristics of basically curing cancers, right? So one important thing is that what are the unique selling propositions that can differentiate our product from the rest of the products? First, organic cultivation. That should be emphasis on chemical free, organic farming methods to resonate with all those who are claiming themselves to be health conscious consumers. Because unless you try to achieve that, unless you try to specifically mention that organic cultivation is in place, maybe customers will think that it has its own preservatives and chemicals that may probably have some kind of issues with health. The second one is the nutritional value, as Madam was also mentioning, rich vitamin D, B vitamin, selenium, and antioxidant content. This again has to be well projected, and you can also have these kind of mushrooms related information that can be printed in the packaging itself, so that those who are buying will get to know about it. And variety of products. One important thing is we want fresh mushrooms which are sold in the local market. Fresh in the sense it should be fresh enough to convince the consumers, yes, I can buy it and use it for cooking. And other one, of course, dried mushrooms, mushroom powders, value-added products, all that were already covered by Anuradha Madam. So one important thing is the sustainability aspect. The marketing mushrooms as a sustainable food because of the low environmental impact in cultivation must be well popularized. And this sustainability cultivation that is followed by mushroom producers in the country is another important USP. So let us try to have some kind of differentiation so that we will be able to do that. And I also came across some news article, okay, where they have highlighted that mushroom cultivation can go to the next level where you can cultivate mushrooms with specific characteristics, in the sense that mushrooms which are high in vitamin D. Of course, all mushrooms will have vitamin D, but specific mushroom, characteristics that you can have in the mushroom cultivation is that they are having more vitamin D compared to the usual mushroom. As we have, even in the market, we have eggs of different grades and with the different, specific nutrients. Similarly, mushrooms can also add such nutritional values, which you can probably grade it and then export or even sell it in the domestic market, which will have its own impact. No doubt about that. And all these things are already spoken, the value added products. But my point of view here is, I'm not looking at it as mushroom production related information. I am looking at it from marketing point of view. How these value added products can be taken to. Whom will be the right target group for this? Mushroom biscuits, whom we can target? Are mushroom biscuits, if it is good for cholesterol, people who are suffering from high cholesterol, probably we can place these products as a supplement, which probably would help them to manage their cholesterol better. Similarly, mushroom soup powder, with which you can make delicious mushroom soup. How are we going to place it? Who are all going to be the right target group for that? Mushroom ketchup, mushroom candy. Can we use these value-added products to attract the children? Mushroom-based snacks. Can this be a good product for youngsters? Mushroom oil. Can we, promote this as an alternate for the other oils that are available in the market? And mushroom health supplements. Can we have mushroom health supplements which can be, natural, and that can be promoted to the right age group? So basically, when you look at it, all these value-added products, they are not for everyone. Please let us understand that. Every value-added product can go for a specific micro segment. It is not the complete market which will consume all these value-added products. The moment you say that these are all value-added mushroom products, the value is added keeping in mind a specific benefit. So you have to look at which micro segment would seek for this particular benefit and how they will be able to buy these particular products. Remember, value-added products, once if they are acceptable, people are not ready. People are ready to pay even a premium price for these products because of the given taste and nutrients and other values that are associated with that. So let us look at it as specific micro segment for a specific value added product. And once if we start concentrating like this, I'm sure these value added products can take mushroom marketing to the next level possible. And pricing, definitely, you have to be little careful with pricing because mushroom products are not, affordable to masses. There is a particular price point at which these mushroom products are sold. Of course, again, the packaging and other aspects will, or value addition that we spoke about, will also increase the price, no doubt about that. But this pricing must be very competitive because we have competitors. When Madam was displaying, there are different brands that are popular in every state. In Tamil Nadu, if you take Janani Foods, in Coimbatore, they are doing a good job. Similarly, if you look at Karnataka, there are brands that are very popular in Karnataka. So every state has got its own popular brands. And how are we going to compete against these? The cost plus pricing, market-based pricing, product differentiation, which I spoke to you. Once if you have a different USP for your product, then you can price the product little higher. And again, for those who are buying products, you can also think of offering some discounts. You can even go for subscription-based mushroom selling. This is also picking up well in certain market segments, where you can offer discounts for customers who regularly buy and who can also pay as a subscription, and they get the deliveries across a month from a particular supplier. So this is also another interesting model which you can probably follow. And festival and seasons, again, this is the time when people buy these mushrooms in large volume, and suddenly there will be a spike for this type of mushroom products. So all this you can look at it. So pricing is another important thing. Price can differentiate your product from the rest of the competitors. But when I was talking about this pricing, we should also look at how we can distribute these mushroom products. One thing that is available to us is the retail and supermarket. But the problem is the retailers and supermarkets, they are looting the producers by giving them less price and selling the price and keeping the selling price higher. So since they are the middlemen, definitely, they have a huge commission on these products. And again, they are also insisting that given the very limited shelf life of mushroom products, they always say that if the products are not sold, then the suppliers, they have to take back and then replace with fresh products next day. So this is again putting a lot of pressure on the part of those who are producing and selling mushrooms through retail and supermarkets. The other one is online platforms. Even today, if you are having the required facilities, you can have your own website, or you can have your own social media page where you can promote your mushroom products. Or you can also go with these food aggregators like Swiggy, Zomato, Big Basket. So they can also, looped into this distribution part where customers can order these products and you can deliver it to their doorsteps. Or you can have your own direct sales channel where, I have seen in a lot of communities and apartments in places like Chennai, Coimbatore, the mushroom sales people will come directly from their farm and they will distribute it to the people, and then they collect the money and go. So this direct sales channel is also operating very effectively. So this is how we can probably distribute these mushroom products. And very important thing is the promotion and branding. You need to have social media coming into very effectively in your campaigns. Today, social media, short reels, short videos are dominating the digital space. So definitely social media can do a much better job, or you can even use the influencers who are probably, the mushroom lovers. They can probably create a content and post it in social media, and that would go viral. People may follow them. So they can act as influencers as well. And the other one is the brand positioning. How are you going to position your brand? Are you going to position it based on health, or you are going to position it based on the cultural relevance. Okay, all these kind of things are very important. Third one is, how are we going to engage the community through our public relations exercises? Can we have educational workshops like this, which is very, very important? Or can we have some health talks, seminars? And there are a lot of corporates who are into various CSR activities. So can we look into one of those corporate houses and seek funds through their CSR initiatives and probably make this, promote this consumption of mushrooms across the general public. So these kind of promotions and branding is need of the hour. And one thing before I close, I look at these three as the challenges as far as marketing of mushroom products are concerned. The first one is the low awareness that is there in the market. So we need to build awareness through various awareness campaign. And there are also things like, mushroom, how many recipes that I can make with mushroom. The people are not very clear. So you have to promote mushrooms through cooking shows, recipe contests, those kind of awareness can be created. And on the other side, the supply chain related challenges where, cold storage facilities, still we are not having as much cold storage facilities as we need. And again, we need a robust logistics network to minimize the transit time from where the mushrooms are cultivated and to the stores where they are being consumed. So basically, we need to enrich or probably strengthen our supply chain aspects as well. And finally, the competition. The competition is not from other producers alone. The competition is from other health food products which are competing against mushroom. So how are we going to place mushroom against other healthy food products? So we need to probably go with some kind of unique product offering, and at the same time we need to emphasize on the quality and the organic nature of mushroom products. So when we do this, people may have more preference towards mushroom against the other health products that are in the market. So these three challenges are the real challenges the mushroom marketers are facing right now, and we need to have some kind of strategy to deal with these challenges. And once if we have such strategies in place, I'm sure you will see mushroom being consumed like any other food in this market. And definitely there will be a lot of players who may come forward, and mushroom market will mushroom with a lot of brands and players. Okay. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you once again for inviting me to this webinar. And thank you so much for all the organizers. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining, sir. Thank you.